Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Set Shadow here. Bushiroad made their newscast today for the final divine card, Blommeyer from Dark States. And now we have an idea of its general support as well as all the skills that you can expect for how it plays. So we'll be going over a few more Dark States cards as potential text for the deck, which I haven't noticed any major buyout on them yet, but they are plausible candidates based off of what I've seen. In any case, there is also going to be a strategy meeting that Bushiroad is going to be airing in Japan, and for us that'll be available sometime tonight. I believe it's around 11 Central Time for my case, so just keep that in mind. And I'll be going over a potential prediction of what they will announce during that whole forecast. But before we get into that prediction, let's start going over a few things about the triple drive set. In particular, the first thing I want to cover is Bracing Angel Ladder, which is our new Regulus piece exclusive to this set. And from what I've heard, it's available as you'll get 4 of these in a case, which I think is 20 boxes overall. So you should be able to see one of these every 5 boxes. But right now, pricing of this is sitting at $75 to start off. And these were getting bought for $84, close to $85, which is where the market price is just around. And we have 5 listings overall right now. Once the set actually comes out, I would anticipate at least a bit of a price drop, but to be fair, I don't think this Regulus piece can go that far down. In fact, I anticipate it should stay up for quite a while. As one, in Japan, this thing sells for about 7,000 yen, so that's closer to about $55 right now. And the English market tends to get smaller amounts of printing, so 75 seems somewhat reasonable given what we've seen with stuff like Forbidal as well. So be careful. While this does look expensive at this point, I can't anticipate this to go much lower than 65. That's my take on it. And the other thing I wanted to cover was one of the SIRs in particular, which is Blaze made in Parama. This is the front trigger for Dragon Empire and is currently at 4 listings starting at $48.48. And if we take a look at the cells, one of them is sold on pre-order already for $50, and the available copies are now from $48.48 to $53. The reason I'm bringing up this one is because the original SP of Parama from set 2 saw a buyout recently. It has 7 listings and starts at $56 right now. But that's because there was a huge gap between the last few sales as well as the available listings. The last few sales of this card were $25 to $30-ish, and there are no other copies around that mark. Most of the quantities available are around $55, but thanks to the SIR, I can't imagine this holding given that there's going to be competition between picking this up for this one's artwork and picking up the SIR for its own artwork. If you're looking for Lyrical Melody triggers, remember, these are not getting reprinted in the Triple Drive set, and there are no Lyrical Monasterio cards in the Triple Drive set. So just to briefly go over the original copies, the original rares, I do want to point out that Edwig is running out of quantity on the original rare. It sold for $8 to $10 recently, and most of the quantities have found themselves at the $10 mark right now, with only about 4 copies available underneath that. So if you need to pick up Edwig for any reason, it's going up in value again. You've also got Snowskip Calvi, which has been hovering and staying around the $11 mark for the most part for all of its listings. And it's been selling at that point pretty consistently. So that's another point to keep in mind. And of course, you've got Bertoy, which is the draw trigger, sitting at $12 base with a market price of almost $14. Sales have been going as high as $15 as of late, and it's basically been increasing over the last few months, but it's not exponentially increasing at this point. However, this draw trigger has been sitting over $10 for quite a long time and always finds itself up here again some way or another. One of the promos that we get for BSF 2024 is Spiral Cutie Angel, which is the cycler for Cater Sanctuary. And we've had 2 listings sell already. There are no listings on the market right now, but it's 26 cents and $15. So the market price is irregular at $7.63. Don't know who gave it up for 26 cents, but I must say I think you missed out quite a lot there. Now to go into my prediction for the strategy meeting today. One of the things I anticipate that Bushiroad will talk about is a new Stride deck set. Because if you think about it, so far the Stride deck sets we have cover 4 of the 5 main nations that can stem from the original clans and nations that we had before D format came about. Basically, we've got Chronojet for Dark States, we've got Messiah for Brantgate, we've got Luard for Cater Sanctuary, Shiranui for Dragon Empire, but we don't have anything for Stoichia right now. So, there are 3 candidates I believe can be put into that slot. The reason for this is they all come from the G era, of course, and the second criteria is they have a trial deck. At least a trial deck. So the first candidate is the one that I think has the greatest potential of being put into the deck, being put into its own Stride deck set, which is Asha from Neo Nectar. The reason I think it has the greatest chance is because this card was used by one of the main characters of the original Cardfight Vanguard G series from the Tri-3 team that was basically the defining team, the main team of the whole series. And that's the reason why I think this one has the greatest chance. This one does have its own trial deck, being one of the main character decks. And the one that's kind of out of stock right now is not the one that we're likely to see at all because it's a retrain. But Asha in general is also just a popular unit, and all of its high rarity items are very high in value right now. But if you want to pick up the original version, they're in the dollars range right now. But if this does get a Stride deck set, anticipate these to go up pretty significantly in value. We've seen that historically with all of the copies of whatever got the Stride deck set up to this point. Then this one is one that I didn't remember until I was reminded yesterday. Davas from Aqua Force. This one does have its own trial deck. I completely forgot that it did. And right now, being an Aqua Force card, it does have the potential to go into Stoichia, even though it was from Megalencia, which merged with Zoo to form Stoichia. Right now, this card is out of stock for its common version right now. That's surprising. And the market price on that was $205. There are a number of copies available between the History Collection, and you still have the triple rare version from the trial deck too. And it's not nearly as expensive as Asha, and it's certainly not nearly as expensive as the third candidate, which is Night Rose. Night Rose, I believe, is the second most likely candidate to get into a Stride deck set, as it's vastly popular for the character who plays it being an idol from the G series, on top of the fact that Night Rose is one of the most popular units across all formats of Cardfight Vanguard right now. And right now, if you take a look at the cost of the trial deck versions, they're high. The base listings are in the $13 range, and they don't get any lower than that right now. So if you want to pick up Night Rose, it's expensive even before a potential reveal. So if it does get revealed, you can expect to see a lot of these prices skyrocket even higher than most of the others that currently exist today. Then we've also got Enlargol, which if we do see a Stoichia Stride deck set get announced, I can anticipate that this card will see a nice big bump in value, even though it's already seen one. It's currently $15 plus right now. There is a copy for $6.50, but that is only one copy altogether, and someone did buy a copy for $20 today. Just beware, this card has been getting bought out here and there, but now it's kind of a consistent 15, while we've only seen a $20 sale so far. Being at 15 will probably be a constant going forward, and the Stride deck set's potential could make it go higher. Talking a little bit about Youthberg, we've got Corino, which is aligned on its price between the double rare and the FR at $5 base, and the market price is around that mark too. So if you do need to pick up Corinos, the FR is probably the better option right now. And they're actually aligned on listings too, which is interesting to see. I'm actually not sure. The FR is still pretty good at $5, and Youthberg is still a strong deck, so I wouldn't discount picking up the FR even at this price. You've also got Vergosa, which the FR is down in value from its original market price. This used to be in the $15 range, but it's dropped since then. And the double rare is currently at a base of $2, and $2.84 is the current market price on that. So, not too bad at this point. Wisdom Claw Dragon, the FFR of this is... Oh, wait, it's an FFR. That's why. I thought this only came as an FR. Okay, so this is Solryron support right now, which is getting a little bit more support as we go. And it's bought out to the point of $10, $11 right now, but its price has decreased pretty substantially over the last few months. So it's a pretty easy pickup right now, but will we see more $5, $6 listings? Probably. Solryron is not quite a popular unit yet, and even with the recent support announced, it hasn't seen any sort of explosion from what I've seen. Talking a little bit more about the Dark States buyouts, I want to bring up that the stand-up deck set Proverneal, which is a Dark States deck set, has a number of different staples or techs that will work with the new Dark States Divine. You have Brainwash Swirler and Iggspeller in here, and Iggspeller is currently out of stock right now at market price $145. You've also got Goonram in here, along with Elgos, which is still $16, but it's specific to Proverneal when you want to play it. And then you've also got Gradius Gradele, which is the Order Persona ride. And then you've got Ling in here as well, which is another potential tech for Dark States. The only ones that got bought out so far are Brainwash and Crimson, but since the deck set's currently at a base of $40, I'd pay attention to that price, as there is potential for it to go up depending on where Iggspeller lands. Some other Dark States options include Crucial Dragon from Festival 2023. It's not bought out yet, but it's currently at $11.50 market price and $12.50 for its base listing right now. The FFR always tends to hang around the $30 mark, and the market price is currently about $23.50. But it is a decent tech option when it comes to using it for the new deck. Then you've also got Cutting Sword Dance Kira, which is from set 4. It's very cheap to pick up for its double rare right now. It's just change, 24 cents base and 32 cents market price. And the SP is available for $275 base and a market price of $303. I consider this one for picking up cards from your soul, given that the deck needs a lot of soul to begin with. Plus, this refunds your soul, unlike Miroslava. And our last card to talk about today is the triple rare of Poison in Paradise Eva, where I covered the FFR's buyout before, and the buyout is now getting higher for the triple rare. Listings have been selling recently for $4 and higher, and the available listings now are all at least $6. with shipping considered, because a lot of the single listings are in the $3 range, but the shipping cost has gone up quite a bit. So if you need to pick up Evas, the ship is sailing. So, and once we get the new promo that will allow you to play Superior Ride this from deck, this will probably go even higher in price. In Japan right now, I believe the price has made its way up to 1,000 to I think 1,500 yen a piece, meaning that we could definitely see a spike to at least $10 for this card at some point in time. And once we get the promo, it should be I would think it would sit around $15 like the original did. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.